So I got a question for you. Do you like 22s so much that you're willing to spend a little bit of extra money to get a really neat 22? Well, if you are those kinds of people, we are doing a review on that kind of pistol. This is the Sig P322, a not so budget friendly option for 22 long rifle. So stay tuned. Hey guys, it's Gun Deity, and this week we are going to do a review on a pistol that is not so budget friendly. They are a little bit on the higher price range, but it is a option out there, especially for those fanboys of this company. This is a review of a pistol, a company that's been pretty notorious lately. This is a review of the Sig P322. This is a high capacity 22 long rifle. Now, Sig does not have the best track record when it comes to 22 pistols. Their Sig Mosquito is notorious as one of the worst 22 pistols on the market. It has the worst reliability out of every gun I've tested myself is a Sig Mosquito. My question is, does the P322 fall into that same category? I want to like this gun because it is a very good looking pistol. It's a little bit on the higher price range side, but you know, 22s, they can go anywhere from super budget friendly, 100, 150 bucks for the Heritage Rough Riders, all the way up to super high end like the Vokortsen pistols that are hovering that $2,000 price range. So like, this doesn't meet that higher echelon. It definitely doesn't meet that lower echelon. These guys you can get for around that $450 mark, which is not terribly priced, but for a 22, it's a little bit on the pricier side. This is a neat little option, like I said. This one runs a 4-inch barrel that does have a thread adapter on there, so you can throw a suppressor or compensator, whatever you want on there. It's got some nice slide serrations across the front of the slide. Lets you get a good grip so you can do those press checks that you like to do, or you can do the racking from the front, or whatever you would like to do. You have that option right here on this gun. It's got a 3-slot Picatinny rail for all your lights, lasers, grenade launchers, all that fun stuff. This one is a dual tone. It's got a silver slide with a black frame, but they come in multiple different colors. Going on across, we have a nice large trigger guard, which with gloved hands, you'd have a little bit of hard time getting in there, but there's a little bit of play in that trigger, so where you could possibly get your gloved hand in there with putting your finger on the trigger. Not the greatest idea, but it is what it is. Moving on across, we do have full ambidextrous controls. We have ambidextrous slide releases, ambidextrous safeties, and we have a mag release that can be swapped over to the other side. So this is a great gun for those lefties out there who want to go out shooting and are too wrong-handed to figure out how to operate the controls on the other side of the gun. Up on top, we have a optics ready mount. This, I believe, is an RMSC footprint. Don't quote me on that one, but I do know that it will fit like the Romeo Zero. So I believe it's RMSC footprint. You do lose the rear sight when you do take that off. That is a very common thing with SIGs, especially when this gun came out. SIG still had their 365 where it removed the rear sight when you took it off. Now they've updated it, thank God, but that is just something to point out. Now, this guy does have a nice grip texture going across that whole base of the frame. This is a very reminiscent design of the P365, where you have that little indentation for the finger, so your finger gets right up in there, so you can get a nice high purchase, and you got a very nice grip textures to get a good handle on there. It does have a little bit of a flared magwell on there, very nice setup, and that's just built into the gun, so it's not removable. This is already built in, and it's got a little funnel there to get those mags in, which is great because this guy runs two 20-round magazines. So this is a very nice capacity for a pistol, and those fall in just well. You can get those in and out very easily. So this guy is pretty much already set up for that 22 competition right out of the box. One thing I didn't go over was the trigger. This is a flat face trigger. This guy is a hammer fired gun. So let's go ahead and check out that trigger. There's a nice wall, a little sponginess, a little bit more spongy, and then the brake. Clean brake, but very spongy trigger to get there. Let's go ahead and see that reset. Long reset, but very audible and tactile, and it actually kind of forces your finger into that reset, which is actually kind of nice. Very similar to like a Glock where it forces your trigger finger out. But let's go ahead and see, we're right back on that wall again. Little bit of creep, little bit of sponginess, and then that brake. I'm not going to dry fire this a ton because it is a hammer fired system. 22s are not the best to sit there and dry fire on, but that's just a quick overview of this guy. Let's go ahead and put some rounds on it, see how she performs when we put some rounds through it. All right, so this is my buddy's pistol. If you haven't checked out his channel yet, his channel is pretty fun. It is Mojave Mac. I'm gonna go ahead and link it in the description below if you guys wanna check him out. But he does pretty much just shooting videos. He doesn't do a whole lot of commentary. So if you just wanna see a guy go out and shoot some guns and not talk a bunch like me, check out his channel. It's Mojave Mac. I'm gonna link it in the description. But this is his gun. He's shot it quite a bit and he's had some troubles with it. But he sent me with some ammunition that he's had to run flawlessly through it and wants to see if I have any issues myself and show you guys what other issues I might have. All right, these guys are the Winchester Wildcat 22s. These are running at 1255 feet per second. They are a round nose bullet. So the best reliability you're gonna get in any pistol is with ball ammunition, round nose bullets. And 22 pistols like high velocity, so that 1255 definitely puts in that high velocity category. But let's go ahead and see how she runs with this, and then we will try it with some different ammunition. So we're gonna put some rounds on this target. Not sure if you guys can see it all right. All right, we're gonna put some rounds on target here. These nice fiber optic sights are really nice in this this type of weather where it's just a little bit of overcast. So that bright green definitely shows out really well. Okay, so far, very low recoil. Of course, it's a 22, and with that large grip, you can get a nice, good purchase on it, so you don't have to worry about any kind of recoil. You can absorb every bit of that. But so far, it's feeding just fine. Let's go ahead and put these rounds out in some quick succession, and then we'll try out a different ammunition. So it fed all those rounds just fine. That was 20 rounds of that Winchester Wildcat 22. Now we're gonna switch it up to Aguila. These are a 38 grain extra hollow point, super extra hollow point, something like that. These are at 1280 feet per second. So the velocity won't be the issue. The issue on this guy is going to be the fact that these are a hollow point, and because they are Aguila, they have a weird wax coating over them. So if it's gonna have any issues with any of the ammunition I brought today, it's probably gonna have an issue with the Aguila that I brought. But let's go ahead and put some rounds on target, see how she works. Okay, so far, no problems whatsoever. It's feeding all the rounds just fine. Let's go ahead and put some rapid succession on these guys. If I could speak, that'd be great. But we'll put some rapid succession on these guys and see how she feeds reliability-wise. No problems whatsoever. This gun ran the Aguila 22 just fine. But let's go ahead and put some different ammunition into this guy and see how she let's see how she runs with the other ammunition that I brought today. All right, so we got this guy loaded up with a couple different ammunitions that I don't know if it's gonna run or not. Notoriously, this guy is a little picky on ammunition, so I figured we'd get some cheap ammunition and some a little bit higher ammunition, but a little lower on the FPS, and see how she runs. So we're gonna start here. This is the Winchester 555 white box. These are a 38 grain bullet, I think it is, running at about 1280 feet per second. So the velocity is not the problem. The problem is the ammunition. Winchester white box for me has been pretty unreliable and a pretty filthy round. So we're gonna see how she runs with this guy. So let's go ahead and put some rounds on target and see how she runs. And just like normal, Winchester white box has a dud. All right, let's see if I can find that bullet that did not fire and see if it actually struck it or not. Oh yeah. Okay, so it definitely struck it, so it's not a problem with the gun. Let's see if I can get it to focus here. Focus, focus, focus. There we go. It definitely struck it, so it's not a problem with the gun. It's definitely a problem with this ammunition. This Winchester white box crap, this thing always gives me problems. Like I get so irritated with Winchester white box. But let's go ahead and try to strike it again. Okay, yeah. Winchester white box and me are not friends. Like, you guys might like it, but I've had nothing but issues with Winchester white box. All right, so I have this guy loaded up with 20 rounds of a round that I personally recommend anytime anyone has any issues with 22 long rifle. And that is the 22 CCI mini mags. These are a great little option for the semi-autos because they run almost everything. But they are a little lower FPS than the Wildcats, which is the one that my buddy got to run flawlessly in this guy for his first time. And so I'm running these guys. These are a 40 grain projectile running at about 1235 feet per second. So it's a little slower than the Wildcat. So if there is a flaw, it's going to be the fact that it is a lower velocity. But let's go ahead and put these rounds on target, see how she runs. So far, no problems whatsoever. Let's go ahead and put some rapid pace on it. All right. So far, she's ran everything that I've put through it. No problems whatsoever. And online, they say that this guy is a piece of crap, that it is very picky on its ammunition. I see it all the time. But so far, I haven't had any issues. But, you know, where a lot of guns fail is when they get dirty. And this guy really isn't that dirty yet. So I think it's time for a shooting montage. All right, so I had nothing but issues that last magazine, but my dumbass forgot to hit record. So hopefully we can reproduce those issues again. I'm using the same Winchester 555 bullets, the filthy bullets, trying to get this thing as gunked up as possible to see if we have any issues. And if anything is to be repeated, you'll see. There we go. Failure to feed. Stovepipe extraction on a live round. Nose diving in the magazine. Failure to feed. Failure to go into battery, I should say. Yeah, nose diving in the magazine. So let's go ahead and change the magazine. Make sure it's not a magazine issue. Stovepiping a live round. Again. Okay, so besides the one round and no issues, let's go ahead and try to get this last magazine to actually run. As you can see, that feed ramp on that magazine is getting filthy. So that's probably causing the failures. But let's go ahead and do that, and then I'll switch it up to some better ammunition and see if it's an ammunition problem or a magazine problem. Okay. And the very next round, failure to feed. Okay, I think we got enough on this ammunition to move on to a different ammunition. All right, so we got some more ammo loaded up with the Gila Super Extra Hollow Point. These are that 1280. Not as dirty as the Winchester, but the gun's already dirty, so we're gonna see how she runs with this guy. I will say one thing to point out is the rounds do not tip up very well, so it could be a magazine design flaw, not so much a gun flaw. But let's go ahead and see how she does. That one ran flawlessly with the Aguila. It's running flawlessly now, so it's definitely that Winchester 555 bullet. I have nothing but issues with Winchester white box, but this guy is running flawlessly with pretty much everything else. Let's go ahead and run a few more mags through this before I give my final first thoughts and just verify that there wasn't a fluke. Got a couple more boxes, or a couple more mags of the Gila Super Extra Hollow Point. We're gonna go ahead and put these rounds through it. Verify that there wasn't any issues with the gun, just the ammunition. Flawless. Let's go ahead and put this mag through. And as you can see all that smoke that's coming out of there, the Aguila is not a clean shooting round either. It's a very dirty round as well. Oh, and on the last round, we have a ejection or a stovepipe of a live round. Oh, that wasn't the last round. Let's see if we can reproduce it. And failure to feed. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see if I can get it on focus. Yeah. Oh man, you can't see it now because the round popped out, but the round was going backwards back into the magazine. Very interesting. So Okay, I think we got enough to do our final first thoughts on this guy. So let's go up top. We'll get you my final first thoughts on the Sig P322. All right, guys, so what's my final first thoughts on the Sig P322? I think it has a lot of potential to be a really cool gun. And when I first started shooting it, it was running flawlessly, but it was clean. Once we got a few hundred rounds into this guy, as you could see with the muzzle, how dirty she got, and you could see kind of the innards. Look how dirty she is. Let's see if I can get that on camera. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but it is pretty filthy because I was running that crappy Winchester white box ammunition that never runs right in any of my guns. But I wanted to just test it out with the worst ammunition, and if it's good enough for the worst ammunition, it'd be good enough for you, right? Well, unfortunately, once this thing got dirty, that's when the malfunctions started occurring like crazy. I forgot to hit record on one of the runs, but one of the runs, every single round malfunctioned. It would shoot. Well, I guess it would be every other round. It would shoot and then jam up some way, one way or another. We got trying to eject a live round where it stovepiped the round. We had failures to go into battery. We had failures to feed. We had some that nosedived or tail dived back into the magazine. And we had a couple where it just didn't feed the round at all out of the magazine into the chamber. And it was just a empty chamber. So this guy has had every single flaw with the Winchester white box. Now, I was hoping that it was just a Winchester white box issue, not an issue with the gun, so we switched over to the Aguila, as you saw. And the Aguila ran fine for about 2 magazines. On that 3rd magazine is when we started having those issues. And then it was every other round again. So this guy does not like to run dirty. This would be an okay gun if you are the kind of guy who thoroughly cleans your gun and then takes it out to the range, maybe shoots 200 rounds, goes home, cleans it again, puts it back in the safe, and you're good. But if you shoot any more than 200 rounds, you're going to start seeing failures left and right with this guy. The tolerances are just a little too tight, I think, for the amount of dirt and debris that 22 causes. And I say that because this price range should equal out to be a little bit better reliability of a pistol, especially since my TX22 competition series is about the same price range. And this guy can run filthy. I'll tell you how filthy. I don't think I've cleaned it once since I've bought it. And I've ran over 1,000 rounds through this guy. And it is still running flawlessly. I've never had an issue with my TX22 competition series. The only issues I've ever had was Winchester white box, and it wasn't a feeding issue, it was a failure to fire issue because Winchester white box. So I have a hard time recommending the P322 for the price point that it is. If it was a couple $100 cheaper, sure, why not? Fun range toy. Take it out to the range, put some rounds through it, make sure you have some fun, and make sure you bring your cleaning kit because you will need it if you're shooting more than 200 rounds. But has just a gun, just at the $450 price range that these guys run, it's hard to recommend this guy when the Taurus TX22 exists. You can get a Ruger Mark series for right around that price range, which are flawless 22s. You can get a lot of 22s for around this price range that will run every bit of ammunition you want to run through it. So unfortunately, Sig, I think it's a design issue with your magazines. Tell you the truth, I think because that feed ramp on the front end of that magazine is so sharp and the rounds don't tip up very well, I think that is the main issue. I don't think it has really much to do with the feed ramp or the chamber, as it's a standard 22 chamber and feed ramp. It's a little dirty, but that shouldn't cause the issues that I was getting. I think most of those issues came from the magazines. I think Sig has to do a little redesign on their magazines. Maybe get that follower to tip up a little bit more. Maybe carve down that feed ramp a little bit. And maybe these guys will run just flawlessly like the TX22. To give you an idea, let's go ahead and grab the TX22 mag and this guy. To give you an idea, look at how this is the Sig P322 mag. See how it kind of stays inside the feed lips there? And it causes the rounds not to tip up very well. Well, the TX22, see how that feeding ramp goes all the way up above those feed lips? And it allows that round to tip up pretty severely. I think if Sig did something closer to the TX22 in their magazine design, I think that would actually solve a lot of the issues that I have and I've seen a lot of people have with the P322. I think it's a magazine design flaw. I don't think it's a flaw with the gun itself. If someone like Mechgar comes out and redesigns the magazines, maybe we'll have a good quality 22 pistol here. But you shouldn't have to pay $450 and then go out and buy more new magazines for it. So Sig, do a redesign. That's my complaint to Sig. But other than that, it's a cool looking pistol. It's got a lot of feature sets that I do like on it. I really do like the grip and I like the magazine capacity. 20 rounds is more than TX22. It's a great magazine capacity. If they could figure out how to redesign those magazines to where it feeds properly, even after 200 rounds, then I think this would be a good option for someone. But for right now, I'm going to say I would not recommend the Sig P322. Not my cup of tea. Alright guys, if you liked that video, go ahead and hit like. Comment in the comment section. John, I'm talking to you. You better hit that bell icon. I know you haven't been seeing my videos. Go ahead and hit that bell icon. Guys, that goes for all of you. Hit that bell icon. If you're not seeing one video a week minimum, then you have not hit that bell icon, so you're not seeing my videos and YouTube is hiding me from you. So go ahead and hit that bell icon and comment in the comment section, would you buy the Sig P322 after all the issues I've had and many others have had with it? Would you go out and buy it? Or is this kind of off your radar now because it's just not feeding properly? Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Guys, if you haven't checked out yet, check out the website www.gundeity.com, where we have cool hats like this one right here that I'm wearing, the Gun Deity camo. That's a cool looking hat. Or jackets. Now that it's cooler weather, I could actually wear them. They're really nice ones. This one is Forged for the God. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and click the view store and it'll show you all the different designs you can get. And they're really reasonably priced. I try to keep everything really cheap. I don't make a lot of money off of these. Like the hats, if you buy a hat, I may make $3 or $4, maybe. I try to keep the price as reasonable as possible for you guys so you guys can get merch and you guys can look cool with these cool looking hats or cool looking jackets. So go ahead and check out the link in the description. If you also haven't followed on the socials, check out X or Instagram or Rumble. Now that I'm on Rumble, go ahead and check them all out. YouTube has been censoring these videos lately and been removing a lot of videos, so a lot more content is going on Rumble, and hopefully soon we'll be going live on Rumble out at the range. So guys, if you want to see some really cool footage, some behind the scene footage, definitely check out the Rumble account. We're gonna do some live videos coming up soon. So go ahead and check out Rumble, and as always guys, I'm Gun Deity, and I'll see you heathens for the next one.
I got a God complex. Haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm acing this test. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation. They call me a